You spend a lot of time worried about the end. What happens after? Where do you go? But there's a stranger question almost no one asks. Not what comes after you, but what came before you. Before you were born, there was an amount of time so vast, it makes a human lifetime look like a blink, and you missed every second of it. So where exactly were you for all of that time? Here's the scale of what you weren't around for. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old. You have existed for maybe a few decades of that. Line it up, and your life is a single dot at the very end of an almost endless line. Everything else, all of it, happened in your absence. Picture everything that happened without you. The Big Bang lit the whole thing up. The first stars ignited in total darkness. Galaxies spun into existence. Our sun formed. Then the Earth. Oceans appeared. Life crawled out of them. Dinosaurs lived and died for 165 million years. Ice ages came and went. Empires rose, built wonders, and crumbled to dust. Billions of people lived entire lives, and through every bit of it, you simply weren't there. Except, that's not quite true, because in a strange way, part of you was there. Not you, but the stuff you're made of. Every atom in your body is ancient. The hydrogen came from the Big Bang itself. The rest was forged inside dying stars. Carbon, oxygen, the iron in your blood. When those stars exploded, they scattered their guts across the galaxy. And billions of years later, that stardust became you. Carl Sagan said it best. We are made of star stuff, but atoms alone don't make you. For you to exist, something staggering had to happen. Think about your parents meeting. Now they're parents. And theirs. Go back far enough and it's overwhelming. Every single ancestor you have survived long enough to have a child. Not one link in that chain broke, across billions of years of life. Change one meeting, one moment, and you never exist. You are an almost impossible coincidence. Now here's where it gets philosophical. Over 2,000 years ago, a philosopher named Lucretius noticed something. We're terrified of the nothingness after death. But the nothingness before birth? It never bothered us at all. And those two are the same nothingness. Lucretius called it a mirror. The time before you is a reflection of the time after. If one wasn't scary, why is the other? It's a question that's hard to shake. The ancient Romans even carved it onto graves. I was not. I was. I am not. I do not care. It was meant as comfort, not despair. Mark Twain put it more bluntly. He'd been dead for billions of years before he was born, and it hadn't troubled him in the slightest. The void you came from was perfectly peaceful. No fear, no pain, no waiting. Just a quiet eternity that you've already survived once. Not everyone buys this, to be fair. Some philosophers point out a difference. We naturally care more about the future than the past. Losing time ahead just feels worse. Maybe the mirror isn't perfect, but it still helps. So step back and look at the whole picture. For 13.8 billion years, the universe had no idea it existed. Stars burned and died with no one watching. Then, atoms arranged themselves into something new. You. Something that could look up at those stars and finally understand where it came from. You're not separate from the universe. You are the universe, waking up for a moment. The dark before you wasn't an ending. It was the setup. And right now, you're the part that gets to be awake.